Lead on Bobby Allison running in second position. And it's always nice to come to North Wilkesboro for a race because you know that Junior and Flossie are fixing up some breakfast. Jack Arute files this report.
Just a few miles away from the speedway and well beyond the roar of engines is the pastoral setting that champion car owner Junior Johnson calls home. It's become an annual tradition to stop by Junior's on Saturday morning during race weeks at North Wilkesboro.
Fresh country ham, country sausage, and bacon. It's all part of the weekend here at North Wilkesboro for the Northwestern Bank 400. If you're one of the A team or the A group here at North Wilkesboro, you get invited to Junior Johnson's home for breakfast on Saturday morning. Junior, this has become quite a tradition for you and Flossie, hasn't it?
That's right, Jackie. We've been doing this for several years, and we really enjoy it.
But it's a little different than seeing you bent over an engine inside one car number 11 or 12. You're quite a cook here.
I don't know about being a cook. I'm basically doing what I'm told. So a cook kind of does what he's supposed to. But I'm doing what Floss tells me to right now.
This is home, and this is part of being at home, isn't it?
True. This is sort of the kind of way we live through the week, and you know, we just enjoy the way we was brought up and the way we live.
A regular is Cardinal baseball great Enos Slaughter.
Junior and I have been friends now for about 30 years, and I pull for Junior. I don't care who drives, whatever driver it is, I pull for him because he runs with Junior.
The entire feed is prepared and directed by Junior's wife, Flossie. She's renowned throughout the Carolinas as a champion cook.
Flossie, this looks like an assembly line here.
Well, it is.
It's really a tradition for you here, isn't it, to open your house to your friends? And
Jack, I'm going to kill you. What are you doing this for?
well, we just wanted to take a look at what it's like to live up in North Carolina and Rhonda.
Well, you know how it is. You've been here. So we really like it.
How many people do you feed on Saturday?
Between 45 and 50, I suppose. Not really. We don't count. We just have enough.
Do you ever get tired of it?
No. Look forward to it.
Tell you what, breakfast at Junior and Flossie's is quite an experience. They fill you up. But I don't believe I could eat another thing.
Jackie, this ought to hold you if you have an early lunch.
Thank you.
Baseball, his nickname was Country, and obviously it was more than just a nickname, it was a lifestyle. But in the 1985 baseball season, Enos is going to, I guess, realize a lifelong dream of probably every little boy who played baseball down at the park during summer. He's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at Cooperstown. He will be inducted with Lou Brock, Hoyt Wilhelm, and Archie Vaughan, of course, who is now deceased. But this event will be broadcast live on ESPN Sunday, July 28th, when Country Enos Slaughter, who had a career that spanned over 20 years in the major leagues of baseball. He has a 300 batting average lifetime. And I remember back in 1946 when he scored a very historic run when he went from first to home when he was playing for the Cardinals on a single against the Red Sox in the World Series.
Well, that coverage will be live, and we are live this afternoon at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina for the Northwestern Bank 400. Neil Bonnet is the leader, Bobby Allison running second. Back with more after these messages.
Inside the racetrack, he was sitting sideways, and there was so much traffic. Still on the racetrack, he was trying to get going again, but just couldn't. There is Dale Earnhardt moving underneath Kyle Petty. This is what happened just a few moments ago down the backstretch as they begin to enter turn number 3. Now, there's a little jiggle right there. You don't know if the two cars are running together or not. Chances are they will be, but there goes Kyle. Of course, from that angle, you can't tell exactly what happened, who had the lane on the racetrack, but you see the wall coming up, and Kyle probably putting on the brakes hard and avoiding really a hard collision with the wall, and now he's pinned there. There must be close to 25 cars still on the racetrack. He just can't move. He's stuck there. You can see all the traffic coming at him. He doesn't know to go down, no to go up. All these cars coming at him, that's not got to be a very comforting sight.
I would think not. You got 4 or 5 race cars coming at you at 100 miles an hour, and you can't do anything except sit there and hope that they all miss you. They all did. Petty has made a pit stop and now is going back out there on the track. Some exciting footage once again. And there you can see he almost runs over the pit man who tells the cars to stop or go. There's a lot of confusion down there at the end of pit road, and Kyle Petty is still stalled there.
was a little precarious there for a moment. There are a lot of other cars involved. You saw the man with the stop and go sign anymore running backwards. That was very, very close. Kyle now back out on the racetrack. Of course, we're under yellow flag conditions, so he's trying to move up to his place in line. Now, he was lapped while he was pinned up there against the wall between 3 and 4, so he will be able to move down to the inside of the racetrack. There you see Kyle and Dale coming together, and it looks like that Kyle was perhaps a little bit unhappy with Dale Earnhardt as he angled his car in as Dale was leaving the pit road. No way to tell exactly what was on whose mind, but that was a close call for everybody involved.
Well, it certainly was. As we're still in Kyle Petty's car now, the field is slowed.
Well, remember that Dale was located very close to Kyle on the racetrack when the incident occurred, and you saw Kyle giving an indication of his personal feelings to Dale as the two of them moved back out onto the racetrack under yellow flag conditions. I don't think it was an indication that he thought that Dale was number 1.
No, he just used 1 or 2 fingers, though, so no big deal. Petty comes back in now and makes the stop.
Well, I'll tell you, it could have been a most significant moment for Kyle, Bob, because he, without a doubt, was in his best position to win a race this year, and now he really has to scramble to dig out of this hole. As we mentioned, Bobby Allison and Neil Bonnet, running second and first in reverse order, were able to get around him as he was sitting there in turn number 3 and 4. So Kyle has to move to the inside of the racetrack, hope that he has the right set of tires on right now so that he is running faster than the leaders, then continue to run out in front of them until another caution flag flies. And traditionally, on this racetrack, the caution flags are few and far between.
Still under yellow because of the Kyle Petty incident. As far as laps are concerned, we have completed 194. We are very near the halfway mark of this Northwestern Bank 400. So far, it's been a relatively accident-free race. Just Bierschwil's incident down in turn 4, a Tim Richmond spin, and then the Kyle Petty spin. Those are the only 3 caution periods that we have had. And so far, we have had 5 lead changes among 4 drivers, as the number 12 car of Neil Bonnet is shown back in the lead. Well, let's try to establish some radio contact here. Kyle, this is Bob Jenkins up in the booth. What happened up there in turn number 3?
I don't know. We got started down in the corner, and Earnhardt knocked the trash out of me in the rear and spun me going in 3. I don't know where he thinks this is.
Well, Kyle, down there, then at the end of pit road, there was also some confusion. Were you just trying to tell Dale something or make gestures to him?
Well, nothing wrong. I just pulled up beside Earnhardt to let him know I knew that he hit me, and you better watch it coming up.
All right, Kyle, we'll stay out there and hang in there.
Bob, I'll tell you, I believe that the mark of a professional racing driver is one who is willing to hold his ground in the face of anybody, be it A.J. Foyt or almost anybody on the racetrack. And obviously, Kyle Petty has become of age. If anybody questioned that, I think that moment right there answered any and all questions.
Let's go down to Jack Arute in the pit area.
There's been a call put out to Buddy Baker. Car number 88 is out of the race, but the 43 STP Richard Petty crew is asking for Baker to relieve him. Now remember, Baker was a teammate to Richard Petty back in 1972. Baker was on his way in his car to try and make an early exit out of here. They found him. They're going now to put his driver's suit on, and he'll be coming out of the door behind me very shortly and making his way to the STP pits.
Jackie, is there a reason why Richard wants to step out of that car? Is he ill or too hot or what?
Bob, we just jumped on the story. We tried to get it to you as quick as we could. We're on our way to the STP pit right now, and we'll have that story for you as well.
All right. Good work down there, and we'll look forward to finding out exactly what is wrong with Richard Petty, because he's seeking relief from Buddy Baker. Back with more live coverage this afternoon from North Wilkesboro's North Carolina Northwestern Bank 400 in a moment. Interesting situation. Buddy Baker has helmet on now and is ready to step into that STP Pontiac when Richard Petty brings it in. We are halfway through the Northwestern Bank 400. And this is held by Neil Bonnet. In second position is Bobby Allison. Third, Jeff Bodine. Ricky Rudd is fourth. Terry Labonte fifth. Earnhardt is running sixth, and Darrell Waltrip is seventh. Those 7 cars are on the lead lap. A lap down in 8th position is Bill Elliott. In 9th is Richard Petty, and 10th place is Lake Speed.
You know, Bob, the past couple of seasons have been earmarked by really excellent competition as far as the NASCAR division goes. We've had multiple winners, even by, the 3rd mark of the season. We've had anywhere from 7 to 8 different winners. But in this season, only 3 cars have visited victory lane in 6 races. Bill Elliott, of course, has won 3 in the super speedways. Dale Earnhardt has won 2, and Neil Bonnet already is a winner this year. And right now, Bonnet looks like he obviously is in the best seat to bring home the bacon here. It's kind of interesting that the wins seem to be among 3 or 4 drivers. Of course, there are a couple who have been close on a number of occasions, but yet are able to sneak into victory lane. But the competition seems to be boiling down in 1985.
Neil Bonnet 4th in the standings in the Winston Cup battle for supremacy in Winston Cup racing. Off of corner number 4 is Neil Bonnet in the Chevrolet. And as far as Fords are concerned, you got to look back to 4th position where Ricky Rudd is in the Ford. So we've been talking about all race long the fact that 3 Chevys have won this year, that 3 Fords have won 3 times this year. This is the 7th and deciding game, so to speak, in the World Series.
Yeah.
Who will win this one?
That's a good way of putting it. You know, the guys who are interesting to watch in this race as we continue to monitor the leader's progress, or rather 2nd place progress, Bobby Allison, are Bodine, who runs in 3rd. Ricky Rudd is running in 4th, and Terry Labonte 5th. You know, they have been running with themselves. They haven't really raced anybody else hard all day long, but they're right there in the top 5. And those 3 cars are really in the position, I think, that is a nice place to be at this stage of the racetrack, at this stage of the race. They would probably like to be closer to Bonnet, but we're still well over 150 laps yet to go. Remember Bodine, he's very good on these short tracks. He won 3 times last year. Ricky Rudd, who performed so well here last year, and Terry Labonte, I tell you, he and Dale Inman, they are absolutely astounding. They have the ability to run in the top 5, I think, with more consistency than anybody else, at least the last couple of seasons.
Neil Bonnet was 9th in this race last year. He finished 4th in the Holly Forms 400, which is the fall race held here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Bonnet from Hueytown, Alabama. And the interval there you can see is several car lengths, about a half a straightaway, I would say. The advantage that Neil Bonnet enjoys over Bobby Allison. Neil has been leading since lap number 191. He took over the lead for the 2nd time on lap 191, and now we are well past the halfway point.
Well, Bob, a little while ago I said when Kyle was sitting there between 3 and 4, there must have been 25 cars left on the racetrack. Maybe one of the reasons why he had such a hard time getting back into the groove is that just been handed a note that we have only 1 car that is officially out of this race, and that is the number 88 of Buddy Baker. Eddie Burchwald was involved in that significant caution flag a little earlier. He's been back out, but only Buddy Baker's car is scored as officially out of this race. And I'll tell you, that's quite a tribute to the preparation that all the crews do for these cars.
Burchwald's car, though, is in the pit area and is not on the racetrack at the moment. There is an ambulance that is standing by in case any driver should be injured in this race here this afternoon. There's been quite a bit of controversy regarding the length of time it takes for safety crews to get to the scene of an accident. We talked to Neil Bonnet about that.
Well, you've been able to go look at other professional sports through the years. If you could write the rule or make an assist on the medical side, what would you suggest that they do?
Well, I've talked to a lot of the other drivers lately, and they've come up to me and Buddy Baker after last week and some different deals. We just discussed it. And I guarantee you at drivers meeting, if we said, look, drivers, we might have to run 2 or 3 extra caution laps. It might require 3 or 4 laps out of a 500-mile race like at Bristol, 500 laps. I'm sure that other 2 or 3 laps on the caution is not going to be a factor on the outcome of that race, but it might be a factor on somebody's safety or the health of one of our drivers, and I don't think that should even